Hello! I'm Lanika, and otherwise known as the Queen of Everything Domestic. I'm really excited because today we're making lasagna. I love lasagna. So get your pen and paper out, your laptop, take me into the kitchen with you. Let's get ready because we're about to cook! Okay, real quick, let's go over your ingredient list. You're going to need 8 lasagna noodles. That'll feed about 6 people. You're going to need some mozzarella cheese, some Parmesan. You're going to need a smoked beef turkey. I'm sorry, smoked beef links, smoked turkey links, some ground turkey. I don't use ground beef. It's a little bit greasy. And then you're going to need some spaghetti sauce, your favorite kind. Hunt's is my favorite kind, garlic and herb. You're going to need some stewed tomatoes, and then you're going to need some sliced tomatoes, salt, of course, pepper, of course, some onion powder because my husband doesn't like to bite into onions, so I use onion powder, but you can use diced onions if you want. Have some garlic powder as well to flavor up that turkey. We're going to use some bell pepper and some cottage cheese instead of ricotta cheese. So, I think we're ready. Yeah. So let's go. So we've got the noodles all done, and now I'm browning the turkey, the ground turkey. Let's put a little bit of seasoning in it so it's not bland, because turkey is really hard to season. So you want to get that in there kind of early. I'm going to start with the salt, and it's kind of like how much salt you like. So I'm just going to take a pinch of salt, maybe a pinch and a half. I'm not really that big on salt. Pepper. So sprinkle some pepper in there, same thing. That's how I cook. I'm not a chef, I'm a home cook. So, everything is kind of like, how much do I like? How much do I really want to put in there? Here's the garlic powder with the parsley in it. I like a lot of garlic powder. So I'm going to put that in there. And then here's my Italian blend that we talked about earlier, that thyme and oregano, and a little bit of basil that I added in there. And then the onion powder, because remember my husband hates to bite into onions, so I'm just going to put a dash of onion powder in there because we don't want that to be too strong. And then what I'm going to do with this garlic is just take a little bit, because it can be overpowering, and you don't want garlic to burn because you can definitely taste it in your food if you burn it. So I'm just going to put a little bit, like I would say a teaspoon is plenty of garlic, because I'm actually going to use the garlic and herb spaghetti sauce, so I don't really need to keep putting that much garlic in there. So let's cook that up. And you have to be careful, like I haven't been washing this very well, so now I have to break up this ground beef a little bit better. You know what I forgot to tell you to put in here earlier? I forgot to tell you that you're going to need an egg. You're going to need to scramble an egg, and that's much later. You're going to actually mix that up with your cottage cheese as one of the layers of the spaghetti. The layering part is the fun part. So now that that's broken up, and my husband loves meat, I'm going to have to chop up my vegetables. Okay, so let's keep going. So I have all my meat in a pot. Now the turkey is all brown. I added the bell peppers in, and I also added all the sausage that we talked about, the smoked turkey and the smoked beef sausage. Both of those are in there now. Now I'm going to put in all the tomatoes and the spaghetti sauce. Make sure if you're using cans that you rinse them off very well, and then wipe them off with a towel before you put them in your food. You never know what's on that stuff in the store, so I'm not taking any chances. I have 2 little ones. Casey is 4, and Samara is 6, just turned 6 last week. So, yeah, I don't take any chances with my babies. Alright, so that was, those are the sliced tomatoes, and these are the whole steamed tomatoes, and I'm having a little bit of trouble. Okay, there we go. These are the whole stewed tomatoes. And I dump them them in there with all the sauce. You could also add tomato paste to thicken up your lasagna. I choose not to because the next day it's thick anyway, and I normally make mine for the day after, not for the same night. I really, really like for the flavors to kind of marinate and marry together overnight. So I'd rather wait until the next day to serve it to my friends and family. Alright, so this is that tomato sauce I told you I love. Okay, we're doing really, really, really good. We have the noodles all done. We have the meat sauce just marinating and cooking down. I have it on medium-low, and I put a top on it so it can simmer down and get a little thicker. And then right here I have that cottage cheese I told you about. Now I also added the egg in. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? I added the egg, and I'm just going to mix that up. So after this, all that's left to do is to assemble. Okay, so what I need you to do now is I need you to set your oven for 375. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to set my oven for 375. Okay. So it's preheating. It takes about 8 minutes to preheat. That's just enough time. I have my meat still cooking down. It's still on medium-low. I'm going to start layering now. So this is perfect. So let's get to layering. We want to put the noodles on the bottom first. That's the first layer. Alright. We're only going to do 2 layers, so if you can fit 4 across, if you have a bigger casserole dish, then fit 4 across.